I'm joined now by former Democrat and now independent Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, who still caucuses with the Democrats. Good morning, sir. Great to see you.
Good morning, Martha. Good to be with you, and thank you for having me.
You bet. You have known the president a very long time. He swore you into the Senate in 2010. So let me ask you directly, do you believe President Biden should step aside as the party's nominee?
Martha, it's with a heavy heart I've come to a decision, and it's something I reflected on the last 3 weeks. The first week after the debate, I thought the president needed time to evaluate and make a decision if he was going to at that time. And then I thought, well, we'd hear from my colleagues who are in very difficult, challenging areas of the country, whether it be in Congress as far as their districts or in the states as far as my senators. And they're speaking out now. And then when you see the donor class basically speaking up and saying that, you know, they want a different direction, if you will. So with a heavy heart, I have said the president has the ability, the president, Joe Biden, a friend to all of us, and we've known for a long time, has the ability for the last 5 months of his presidency to be the president he always wanted to be able to unite the country, bring it back together, to be able to maybe spend all of his time on solving the problems in Gaza, bringing peace to Gaza and to the Middle East. Also being able to dedicate his time to reinforcing Ukraine's ability to defend and win their freedom, and then be able to show the rest of the world the orderly transfer of power from the superpower of the world. He would go down with a legacy, unlike many people, as one of the finest and truly a patriot American. So with that, I come with a heavy heart to think the time has come for him to pass the torch to a new generation.
Have you spoken with the president about this? Have you spoken to him recently? And have you personally witnessed any sort of age-related mental decline?
I have not spoken to him in the last 3 weeks. I've spoken to him prior to that. I've spoken to his associates and people he works with. And it's come to the place to where Democrats like me, who's a lifelong Democrat, when you think of this, I'm a Democrat in the mold of a JFK, asking not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. My little state of West Virginia was excited about John Kennedy. We all wanted to be involved. And I come from a family who believed that we're fiscally responsible and socially compassionate. We wanted to give everybody a hand up. And we believe that government should be your partner and not your provider.
Senator Manchin, let me ask you again, have you personally witnessed?
I did not, no.
You've not personally witnessed. When you watch him on the campaign trail,
it's concerning. It's concerning when you watch him. I'm concerned about the president's health and well-being. I really am. But when I've been talking to him, you know, I can tell when he's in a good mood. He'll say, hey, Joe, how's it going? And when he's upset with me, he'll say, Joe, what's up? So we're still communicating the way we always have.
But you have watched him, and you just said you thought he should step aside as the nominee.
I think a new generation. It's time for a new generation to try to heal the party and heal the country.
Aside from that, if you have seen a decline in mental acuity, why should he remain as president?
Oh, I think he has that ability. You know, it's the toll of a campaign is unbelievable. I can tell you on a statewide campaign, it's relentless. I can only imagine on a national campaign.
So you think he's fine being president no matter what?
I think basically he can finish this job that he started and finish the way he wanted to lead.
You've had more than 35, very close to 40 Democratic lawmakers telling him to leave or saying you're not going to win. He is hunkering down. He is on the campaign trail this week. How do you convince him of what you believe is the right thing to do if he hasn't yet?
Martha, Joe Biden's made some difficult decisions in his life, very, very challenging times. He's always been a patriot. He has 50 years of public service dedicated to this great country. And he has a stellar, reputation. We haven't always agreed, he and I have had.
But what you are saying, others have said as well, is my point. And he says he is not leaving. So in the end, might you end up with a weakened candidate, given what you're all saying?
Well, he'll make that decision. No one can make the decision. I'm giving you my thought process with a heavy heart that I would say this to my friend. It's time. It's just time. A new generation to come in that basically can start and let him do the job he intended to do to heal the country.
If he does step down eventually, what would you like to see happen next?
Martha.
Particularly Kamala Harris.
An open process. I truly believe the Democratic Party needs an open process. How do they get Democrats like me to the left? Think about this, Martha. 51% of people that are participating and registering to vote in elections are independents. 51%. Only 25% are registered Republicans. Only 23% registered Democrats. If you can't bring people like me back to the party or back to this enthusiasm to be involved and give us hope, then what's the purpose? They're just going to keep playing to their base?
Kamala Harris is the first woman, the first Black American to be elected as vice president.
This is not about race and gender.
I know it isn't, but if you are trying to replace her.
I'm not trying to replace. Let the process, a healthy competition is what it's all about. And that's why I believe it should be an open process.
Do you think Kamala Harris could beat Donald Trump?
The process will show that. It depends on, are they going to be coming back? You can't be everybody's provider. The government should be your partner. The government shouldn't be able to tell you everything you have to do and how you have to do it and accept everything they think is right. It's what you do. We make our own decisions. I have said this: I'm fiscally responsible and socially compassionate. I'll always be that. And I don't look at the other side as my enemy. And I don't demonize the other side. I work with them. Let me tell you, there's so much talent out there. And think about this. I've got two neighbors, Kentucky and Pennsylvania, with two governors who are operating in states as Democrats. That states are overwhelmingly, basically, their legislature is Republican or split down the middle. They haven't demonized. They haven't divided their country. They brought people together. So you have an Andy Beshear and a Josh Shapiro, a lot of good people out there. I want to get behind and support whichever is able to adopt an all-inclusive proposition.
Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Martha. Appreciate it.